Hi everyone, it's Trisha the Knitting Lady. It's Wednesday evening, the 30th. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve, you believe it? I just figured I'd do this real quick. Talk about trivia for today. I'm going to put my Christmas stuff away. I already put some of it away. I ran around this afternoon and brought stuff for charity. Ran over to Salvation Army. Then I had the recycle ink. I always go to Staples for that. I picked something else up. I went to Ollie's. I've been in Ollie's before. It really is a junk store, but I guess you could find some stuff in. I wanted to get those big garbage bags to put. I have a sleeping bag. I have a couple other things I'm going to put in those big garbage bags and put in my storage unit. I have a storage unit downstairs. So, I don't know if any of you are new to this channel. It's a combination channel. It's not just knitting. It's crocheting. It's comedy. I talk about my two favorite artists, Vincent van Gogh and Salvador Dali, plus other things. And if you like it, subscribe. I'm trying to add subscribers and trying to make it as much fun as possible. This is a channel that is going to focus on fun. I do a lot of trivia as well. So if you want a channel where you can just almost escape, here we go. So, thank you for watching. Like I said, today's the 30th. And on this day in 1922, the Soviet Union, the USSR, was formed under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin. I've taken a lot of Russian history. I've always wanted to go there. One of these days I will. I love the music. I don't like the politics, but you can say that about a lot of places. Anyway, Vladimir Lenin followed the teachings of Karl Marx. It was the first government ruled under the principles of communism. So there was an institute, the Moscow Brain Institute was founded, and it's still open today. It was founded to study Lenin's brain because they felt he was a genius. Well, turns out after a lot of study of his brain, he was no more genius than you or I. In fact, we probably had more genius cells than he did. He was just a good leader. So they also studied Stalin's brain and other famous people there. So he was not a genius. The Soviet Union mapped the entire world. It was very detailed. They even noted the width of roads, factory types, and to this day, the United States uses those maps. Isn't that interesting? In the late 50s and 60s, the USSR and the USA were in a race to see which nation could drill the deepest hole to the Earth's crust. I never heard of that before, but so by 1994, the Soviet Union dug it's called the Kola, K-O-L-A, super deep borehole. It penetrates 7.5 miles of the Earth's 8.6 mile crust and unearthed evidence of biological, excuse the rattling, activity in the Earth that was more than 2 billion years old. Isn't that interesting? Reminds me of that movie, Journey to the Center of the Earth. When did that come out? Late 50s or early 60s? I should go look up that movie. I enjoyed that movie. I remember Pat Boone was in that movie. I forget who else though. So, what was the only person to serve as a governor of 2 states? And that answer would be Sam Houston, who the city of Houston was named after. Before Texas was a state, he was governor of Texas. I didn't know what governor he was of the other state. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But before Texas became a state, it was a territory. No, it was a republic. It was really on its own. And Sam Houston was the first and third president of the Republic of Texas. He also represented Texas as a senator and as a member of the House of Representatives. So he was the governor of Texas from 1859 to 1861. Before that, and when he was the governor of Tennessee. He also served in the House of Representatives in Tennessee. He was the governor of Tennessee in 1827. So, governor of Tennessee in 1827, 30 years later, he was governor of Texas. Isn't that interesting? And there's a lot to his history. I was reading it, and I don't want to get into all of it. Because this man loved politics. I mean, to go from one state and serve, at House of Representatives, and then the governor of that state, then serve as president of the Republic of Texas, then serve as senator there. In fact, he was the first senator, one of the first 2 senators. There's 2 senators each state. He was the first 2 senators when Texas became a state. And he also served in the House of Representatives, and then he became governor. He was only governor of each state for 2 years. I don't know, are they governor for 4 years now? I don't know, I get all confused. He was born in Virginia and immigrated to Tennessee when he was a teenager. And there's a whole long involved history how he wound up in Texas. And I didn't want to get into that. So have I completely confused you? Because the more I was reading this, I was like, I'm getting confused. Where was he? Okay, and this is a real weird fact. It has nothing to do with Texas or Tennessee. One of the loudest animals on earth is the pistol shrimp. It can emit a sound reaching 218 decibels. Never seen a pistol shrimp. I have to go look that up. So that's some trivia for today. All about Sam Houston. I have cousins that live in Houston, Texas. I've been there. I've been to Dallas. I haven't been all over Texas, but I remember when I moved to Arizona from New Jersey. I was living in New Jersey. I took the wrong route and drove through the middle of Texas. It took me 2 days to drive through Texas. I didn't make that mistake on my way out of Texas, because when I moved back from Arizona to New York, yeah, I'm one of those gypsies. What can I tell you? I'm looking to move again. That's why I'm looking at my stuff, packing up my Christmas stuff, because I don't know, I don't want to look at it anymore. It's only me here. I really put most of it up for my son coming down. And Christmas is fun. But there's such a build-up. And then, like I say, and one day it's over. It's like, where did it go? But I have a birthday coming up, so I have to celebrate for that. New Year's, I usually go out. Unfortunately, this year, there's nothing going on. So I guess I'll be home for New Year's. And it's supposed to rain. I don't know how the weather is wherever you are, but it's going to rain for 4 days according to the weather, on and off. So we'll see what happens. So I hope everybody has a good night, and I'll see what goes on tomorrow. Okay, bye now.